That's what happens, folks, when the skid steer runs over the jack. It snapped it off. I went to grease it, and it's in there, but it'll still work. But I'm going to change a hub nut, folks. So enjoy. Happy 4th of July. Be safe. We're changing a hub nut on a 2000 Ford 08. Happy 4th, folks. If you're stopping in, I'm waiting for honeybees. Hopefully, they'll be soon. And I'm going to change the hub nut on an almost bad bearing. And I'm going to shut up. Enjoy. Have a happy 4th of July. In a bad bearing. Oh, look at that. Bad bearing. And say goodbye to that. Oh, folks, look, I didn't even look at this. I just bought a brand new nut, but it's actually used. Somebody returned it. Go figure. I should have got used car prices. What the heck? It's a 20 by 125, I think. But hey, folks, if you just catch on, happy 4th, just after watch time. That is live watch time. And if you ever get a chance, go over and if you subscribe to a different channel that I have, Just Repair the Good Stuff, if I get 50 subscribers, on my other channel, if I get 50 subscribers to the other channel, then I can go live and start promoting my Just Repair the Good Stuff, which is all that, oh, you can't see it, that yummy stuff over there. But that's on Just Repair the Good Stuff, folks. But today here, we're going to wait for honeybees, and we're changing hub nut. So if you're just cruising along, happy 4th of July. Enjoy. And the camera's too close, of course. I know. Quit touching the camera, would you? You're just messing everything up. That's what they said. Now, if we can find the right giant enormous thing for this, we'll be close. But the bearing does need to be changed, folks, and I'm still waiting for that. But the old 1/8" cruncher nut's gone, and you'll see that here in a second. But happy 4th, folks, and just for your own personal information, if you're sitting in a lawn chair and you're in the front row, and you see a little kid run up there with 2 holiday shells, and he comes back with no holiday shells, and he put them both in the tube at the same time, and you say, "Where's that other holiday shell?" And you say, "I put them both in the tube." You better pick your lawn chair up and turn it around real quick, or you'll be, well, shoot, you're going to be chasing that little kid quite quick, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, folks, enjoy. Have a safe 4th of July. I mean, you know all that people yammer about. But I'm going to change this hub nut, folks. Unless I got the wrong one, nothing's even going to happen. And it's a used nut that I just bought new. And it may be wrong. May be wrong. Folks, since I'm going to edit the live stream later and put it towards my, I'm going to put it for my watch time in my playlist. So I am going to get goofy and close in here because this is an edited live video for watch time hours. Thank you, folks. But look at the crunchy little nut. Hey, hello, happy 4th. I'm waiting for honeybees, and I'm changing a bad wheel hub nut on a 2008 Ford Focus. And if you see that right there, folks, it's the bad nut hub nut. And look, I guess you can't see that, but the whole entire thing is it shakes around, folks. It actually has a bad bearing, but don't worry, your thing's not going to fly off. The wheel's just going to disintegrate in chunky sparks of metal. Will start flying out before you can stop. If you got your earbuds in, hit the pedal. Let the fire fly, because you don't want to stop. No, don't do that, folks. If your tire catches on fire, stop the car and get out of it and run away, because it's going to burn up. But look what we're doing, folks. I just got a used nut from a retail, yeah, and I'm going to put it on there. But now I need to find the right one, which is, that might be next to impossible. But if you want to watch a hub nut, stick around. And folks, if you want to subscribe to my other channel, it's been around for a while, but I'm going to try and focus on repairing good things instead of all, some professionals call it better stuff. I don't think I'm going to get this to work. That might, look, it's loose, but I'm still going to try it because it's all I got. It is all I have. But look at this adapter, folks. Look how big my, of course I've got it. I got a giant thumb, but look how big that thing is. And it goes on your 1/2-inch hammer thing. So it's actually an adapter for these giant, I don't know. I got them to work on my backhoe, but they're like, look at the size, the difference. This is my hand. Look how big that socket is for some of the hub nuts that we're messed with. And look at the car one, folks. And then look how big it is. That's my thumb. It fits in it. You can't stick your thumb in none of that stuff. But look, how'd you like to have to be changing something like that? Working on a nut like that today in a backhoe? Yep, you probably are. Don't do it. It's 4th of July. Get out to the boat and enjoy yourself. But look, folks, if you don't think the stock hub nuts are something to ask a question about, these are holding my wheel on, for these people. And look, folks, we'll call it a dirty fingernail width. That's how thick the nuts are that hold your wheel on, folks. Just call it that's a new phrase today. Dirty fingernail width list. But yeah, folks, they're actually impressive. It's actually unbelievable. This holds your wheel on. And it's the thickness of a dirty thumbnail, folks. Get that. tell that to mechanic. Just imagine if your mechanic comes to you and says today, oh, by the way, your wheels bearings need to be replaced. They're bad and they fell apart and they're only in less than an 1/8 inch thick. And you're a customer, you're like, you just want to say all kinds of stuff. But yeah, tell your mechanic what they got to go through to explain to a customer that they need a new part. Oh, by the way, it's in pieces. And this is holding your car on. See the full video on Just Repair the Good Stuff. But folks, that's funny, isn't it? I tell you. We're going to try to put this on there. It's a good possibility that since it's an unforgiving thread. That's why the nuts are so thin. They're one threads. And when you have one thread nuts, when you have two thread nuts, they're actually stronger than this. And you wouldn't think so, but yeah. That little pile of goober that I just threw down evens out the pressure. But I'm not getting all that stupidity. But yeah, folks, it may not work because it may have too much grab. May have to put it in the lathe. But happy 4th, folks. Thanks for catching along. I'm making goofy watch time hours. And yeah, anybody that sees giant sockets, you never use them. But I'm hoping to put this. Is that it? Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. That is the one. That's the one we're going to try and hammer this hub nut on with, folks. And what size socket is this? Damn, I don't have my glasses on, and the micro is not a magnifying. It's a metric Ford car, folks. And look at the socket I'm using. What does that say? 1 3/16. Well, folks, that's not the right size for this nut. But you know what? Joe Pye says, if it's working, it's working. Go with it. Go with it. Something like that. I think a lot of mechanics say that same thing. Thank you. We're going with it. This is going to be so embarrassing because I already know this isn't going to work worth the shit. Oh, I'm going to have to bleep that out. Well, hopefully if you have your settings right, you didn't hear that. But this is why the hub nuts, folks, are the rod that this hub is sticking on right here is a special machined. Look at this. I'm going to show you guys this because some of you guys already screamed at the phone. This nut right here that you go buy used right here is going to be very difficult. Well, we might be able to use that giant thing right there and it'll work. Back up so you can see it. And maybe some of the mechanics out there can explain this better. Oh, even engineer. You know what? I bet Steve, Rusty Wrench Restorations, would know more about this than anybody. He's an engineer. Tapered rods do good with, these are basically lock nuts, folks. And that's why they're tapered like that. so they won't come off. So who thinks I'll be able to put this on? I gotta change the battery. Cool. Thanks for subbing. Watch time hours. I'm gonna glasses on. I'm gonna catch a shout. And thanks. Awesome, folks. Don't forget, I've got another channel that I'm starting. It's called Just Repair the Good Stuff, and I want to post some certain videos over there so I don't confuse the algorithm of YouTube when it specifies what type of videos your audience wants to watch. So I'm gonna repair a lot of junk, folks. But right here, we're waiting for some honeybees, and we're changing a wheel hub nut. So who thinks that's gonna go? That's gonna fit in place of these factory lock rings right here, which actually hold a 3,000-pound car tire on. Actually, what's better? What would you choose? Before I put my foot in my mouth, I wanted to check what is size. Oh, get your knee out of the way, Bart. That is right there. What size that one is? Ha ha! Look at that. What the heck do they even have stamped on there? I don't know. I don't know, folks. I can't see it. I don't have my glasses on anyway, but it is. Oh. No. From what I remember, folks, it's M21 and a half. Wait. Can I see that in the thing? Yeah. There you go. That's what it is, folks. For your 08 Ford Focus M29. What the fuck? Put your glasses on. M20. I'm 29. What are you even? M20 -1.5. To me, it looks like M29, but I'm thinking somebody threw that across the room. Maybe I did it a couple of times. So don't throw your gauges across the room. Let's see. It is. Look at that. Folks, if you don't think that's an 1/8 inch, I got an 1/8 inch of dirty fingernail, folks. Look at that. If you don't think that's an 1/8 inch thick, you do the math. Oh, look at that. I'm going to try and explain the jergonomics of the space shuttle here. And I know some of you mechanics have already ripped the phone and said because one's smaller, and you'll be able to see that here in a second. And don't throw your phone if you already know what it's all about. You A+ #1 mechanics, I like you. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I don't care. I'll fix it when you break it. So really only an engineer is going to know this. And why would the very thinnest one be on the outside? You super A1 mechanicals know this. No, you don't. Farmers know all this. Farmers know more of this. Farmers know more about mechanical stuff than mechanics do. I'm just saying. But if you want to know where to get through your snafu, call a mechanic and he'll tell you what not to do. Actually, he'll tell you what to do wrong. I've called him before. But look, any thoughts on why that one's the thickness of a dirty fingernail? And thanks for hanging out, folks. And 7th, it's 4th of July. And I hope everybody has got to their lake lot or riverfront lot and getting ready to enjoy some fireworks. And I suggest everybody, you should probably share this with everybody that's working on the 4th of July. Everybody that's working on the 4th of July should tell their employer or the manager on duty that you're taking off an hour early because it's the 4th of July. Oh, come on. It's supposed to go. What is the deal? Can you learn how to put the, oh, I'm going the wrong way, folks. Going the wrong way, folks. There you are. No, you don't look at it. Well, everything's reversed in the camera. That's why. Don't blame me, blame the camera. AI. But folks, that's what it says. The idea is try and get that on there. And I'm just going to hammer it home with the impact and see if it works. But that's what our little thread gauge says. And that's what it says for these two right here. And look at this. Well, I'll explain the locking mechanism to you folks so you don't get angry at me. So I know that's what the mechanics, he picked his phone back up and now he's going to watch it because he's mad at me. And that's all right. Don't get mad at the dog, man. But I'm going to explain the locking mechanism to see? Explain the stories? Oh no, we're not going to be able to do the example here. Shoot, you're turning it the wrong way again. Will you learn how to turn this thing? It's not going to let us do the examples, folks. But yes, it is. So technically, these are all going to be in a straight line, and they're not going to move. Just like that, folks. It's not going to move. Look, this bottom nut isn't going to, that nut's not going to move no matter what. And that's the idea. That's the principles behind it. That this next nut is not going to let this other one. And that does work, folks. It's a brilliant design. But we have may just ruined that with the nut. now we got a lot of pressure in there, folks. And you can use a different nut. Zane the Man, I got that. My phone's just beeped up. Thanks for the sub, man. Awesome. Brisk will return. Awesome, man. You guys are crazy. Thank you. And I'm going to scroll through again. Appreciate it, folks. But you can, folks, make your, you can make your wheel bearing happy again by changing out these. This is just an outstanding way to keep your wheel from flying off. But myself, folks, preferably, I'm all the old farmer way. I like the big. Look at the size of that wrench. You could play. You could play. Ding, ding. Oh, thanks for watching, folks. Happy 4th of July. And yeah, why not? I'm going to put the tire back on because when I make and edit the video, I'm going to start with just that. Have a great 4th, folks. Check this out, folks. That's a win. But look, behind the scenes is just an absolute wall of levelness. Ooh, wait a second. I gotta find that here in a minute. the things you end up remembering and looking at when you turn your camera on. Thanks, folks. Enjoy. Get to the boat, get to the water, jump in, cool off. Have a great day. Cheers.